Hello everyone, Spaced Oyster here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. In the last episode, we ditched Penelo after we got back to town and made our way into the Royal Palace. Today, we will be continuing to explore said Royal Palace. I'm gonna have to come to you live in post-commentary because my audio didn't turn out very good last time, so this and episode 6 will have to be post for now. I'll do my best to make sure it's relevant, though. Like, for example, a few of you were probably thinking I'm a complete idiot for opening up all these chests. Because in Final Fantasy XII on the PlayStation 2, if you avoided opening one of the chests in here, I think it was the one near the start. Hold on, let me get through this. Have you gathered up all the occasionals? Good! You'll be on cleanup duty when the fate's over. Wait here until we're ready for you. No one goes to the upper floor until we give the order. Step out of line and you will be punished. But in Final Fantasy XII, to get the best weapon in the game, the Zodiac Spear, well, on the PlayStation 2 anyway, you'd have to avoid opening specific chests, one of which was in here in the palace. I think that one in the back corner, like I was saying earlier. Alright, let's see. Wait here until we have further directions for you. Or, I have further directions. So Vaan's gonna skulk off. What's he doing? Trying to go upstairs? Trying to go upstairs, aren't you? I know. You're hungry. Don't blame you. An empty stomach would make me want to crash the Fate too. No, you's trying to hide it. Look here, I'll help you out. Okay, so press the square button to call the guard. I'll handle him when he comes, and you make for the stairs. Get too close and he's liable to notice you. Give it a try.
Over here.
Now's your chance. Get going. Yeah, you really don't want to get too close to that guard, but he has poor peripheral vision, so don't worry about it. Anyway, we're upstairs now, and as you can see, there are lots and lots and lots of Imperials around. What was it old Dallin said? The signet yearns for sunstone strength to light the clouded way, but there was more. Oh yeah! Once in the palace, you'll find the signet. Give it to it the sun's power, and it will light your path. Looks like I've got a signet to find. Alright, so this is a small sort of puzzle section, if you will. There are going to be a few signets on certain parts of the floor here. Just hold the stone thingy up to them, and it'll test it out.
Hello.
Anyway, the goal is to find the signet, or find the matching thing on the carpet while avoiding the guards. You can get the guards to move from one side of the room to the other by shouting at them. Very, very useful. Let's see, so let's go up this side and into this hallway, and I think this is the right signet here. Lion. Yeah, maybe the royal lineage of Dalmasca is related to the Lannisters from Game of Thrones. They're lions, right? I don't know, I haven't actually seen Game of Thrones. Well, not much. I haven't really read it either. I tried to, but I just could not get into it. Alright, so now we're going to go up to the next hallway and call this group of that guard right over there. We're going to call him over to this side. So that way we can have
over here.
Good access to the west side of the room. And ugh.
Hello.
Apparently they also have very poor hearing. Alright, so now that we got that guy over, we're going to get this group.
Hey, Buckethead.
There we go. Got it just once that time. And then finally, the third and last group, we're gonna call them over to the east side.
Hello?
And now we've got full access to the west side of the room without having to worry about any guards. Perfect. Let's see. Part of the reason why I actually didn't like Game of Thrones, well, reading Game of Thrones, was the way he wrote. Like, it was just a small detail, so I'm pretty much nitpicking at this point. But when the characters would read a note, he would tell you the character read a note, and then they'd immediately start reacting to it. It really sort of made it tough for me to follow, because I would just always be like, wait, what's going on? Well, that takes care of the secret passage. Now where's the treasure? Hey, watch it! Guess it's not leaving me much choice. Yeah, and the music even gets quieter back here too. Really nice sound effect. Let's see. A switch. Of course we're gonna press a switch. You can't not press a switch. And let's see, we're gonna examine the wall, on the suspicious looking wall. And head on in, and we get a cutscene. Is Vaan stealing things, or is he jacking off?
Huh?
Ooh, what have we here? Must be mystical. The music started playing.
Oh,
Quite a performance.
who are you?
I play the leading man. Who else?
Hardly.
Fran, the Magicite.
Now then, I'll take that.
No, you won't. I found it. It's mine.
And then when I take it from you, it'll be mine.
Hard to argue with that.
Exit stage right.
The gods do not smile on us.
I like it better that way.
I honestly don't. I prefer it when things are actually going smoothly. Anyway, now we just gotta run away from those guys. As it turns out, Vaan can be rather spry when he wants to. Sorry, I was worried the cats are gonna get in the way because they're just being cats. Ooh, another cutscene. And this one's even prettier. Yeah, they do have a few of these pre-animated cutscenes like this that have an obviously different quality than the rest of the game. I kind of like them, but I really wish they'd found a way to put the whole game in this sort of animation style. Would have been very pretty.
You're freed, eh? That's quite an entrance. Impeccable timing. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were waiting all along. Stop running! End of the line. You have something that belongs to me.
Oh snap! I just realized I forgot the subtitles. I'll get those back on. I forget when I get them back on, but I get them on.
Fran, let's move! Off with you. this up, and I will. What's going on, Fran?
I don't know, it's not heating me.
Don't have time for this.
Not slipping.
Not good.
What happened? Our hover didn't just drop. It disappeared.
Ah, forget it. Even if we could fly, the Ifrit's playing with fire, and I'd rather not get burned.
Ah, puns.
We'll go the old-fashioned way. Not many Viera where you come from, thief?
It's Vaan. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Well, Fran is special in that she deigned to partner with a Hume.
Oh? Like a sky pirate that chooses to steal through the sewers.
Pirates? You're sky pirates? So you have an airship?
It's Balthier. Listen, thief, Vaan, if you ever want to see your home again, you'll do exactly as I say. Myself, Fran, and you, we're working together now. Understood?
Don't even think you're getting this.
The thought never crossed my mind.
Alright, Fran and Balthier are our next party members. Alright, and you'll notice the save crystal here. I would recommend putting off saving for now. There's another tutorial coming up, so just head down the stairs and we'll initiate that. Ah, Vaan, there's something I want to check before we set out. As I thought, you don't know much about gambits yet, do you? Listen carefully, I don't care to repeat myself. For each gambit, you can combine one action with a target for that action. Example, you can arrange that Cure be cast on an ally whose HP falls below 50%. Useful that. Hint, hint. Of course, one error of judgment, and you could well find yourself throwing punches at that same ally. If you've got a good head on your shoulders, it should come easily enough. I fear a more detailed explanation is in order. This is the Gambit screen. You can reach it from the party menu. To create a Gambit, you need only select an action and a target for that action. Here, let me show you. I'll start by changing the action of one of my Gambits. Yeah, I'm kind of baffled they kept this whole tutorial in. Now, whenever an ally gets hurt, I'll toss a potion his way. Charming, eh? Of course, that's a sure way to go through our stock of potions, so let's adjust the target to make sure things don't get out of hand. But, like, they cut out the license board tutorial, but they kept this one in full. A little baffling. Now we'll only ever use potions when an ally's HP drops below 70%. That should be a little more bearable. Nothing to it, really. You can set a Gambit's action to more or less any ability you have at your disposal. And here, they let you look through all your actions. Not many at the moment, but it gets bigger. Targets aren't so simple. You have to pick up new ones from the Gambit shop. Now, the target part used to frustrate me with the original release of the game, but with the Zodiac Age, they have a lot more targets available for purchase right off the bat. But that isn't all. You can also prioritize your Gambits. Allow me. I think I went a little too fast there. The Gambit in the first slot always takes priority. As it stands now, even if an ally's HP starts to fall, should there be foes near, I'll only attack, for which I could be rightly criticized. In general, it's better to prioritize healing before attacking. Vitality before violence, if you like. Oh, another thing, you can turn Gambits off and on here from the Gambit screen, as well as from the battle menu. Of course, Gambits won't do much good if they're turned off. Still, discretion is often the better part of valor. If you need to beat a hasty retreat, try turning Gambits off first. It's hard to fall back when your allies insist on picking a fight. Oh, hi, Patches. Are you here to say hi to the YouTube audience? Well, that's the long and short of it. I'll set my Gambits as they were before we started. Feel free to change them if you like. Yeah. But don't put all of your faith in any one combination. With each passing day, the world finds new and exciting ways to kill a man. Be flexible. If you find yourself up against beasts that don't take well to fire, create a gambit to cast fire on nearby foes. Likewise, should we face a creature that uses poison, a gambit to cast Poisona on poisoned allies just might come in handy. A bit much to take in? Don't let it worry you. You're in good company. Yes, these sewers are thick with the bones of others who had similar difficulties. Don't know why I was making Balthier fabulous. I mean, he is fabulous, but he's not fabulous. Let's be off then, shall we? Very dramatic, though. Okay, so now we're going to go back up to that save crystal. And I'm going to go ahead and make a save file here before I put Balthier and Fran into a job, just in case I decide to change my mind. I'm not going to, though. I'm pretty dedicated to what I want to do with them. With everyone, really. Alright, now that the saving is done, let's go over Fran and Balthier, what jobs I'm going to put them into, and what jobs they excel in. For Balthier, let's see, the job I selected for Balthier is Knight. I thought it would move closer to that, but I think closer by now. Or I went over other stuff first. Anyway, Balthier is a very physical unit, so he'll excel in any job that prioritizes physical attacks. He's good as a Shikari. He can also excel as an Ulan or a monk. Knight probably isn't his best fit. Balthier's best stat is his speed, and since the Knight doesn't get too much of it, he's probably not going to be as useful as he could have been. Still, though, Balthier can pull it off quite well. For him, though, I'd highly recommend you avoid Machinist. He's got a unique firing animation, so he's slower with guns than everyone else, and it also doesn't properly utilize his stats. Also, he's not very good at being a mage. Compared to the rest of the party, his magic and MP stats are both very low, so there are others who can simply do the job better than him. And I think that's the part where I intended to talk about Machinist. You know what? I already mentioned it. We'll commit to that. Anyway, the reason I have Balthier as a knight, it fits his backstory, but I don't want to spoil it. So for now, with Balthier, I chose a job that fits what he's been through as opposed to what he would want to do, like I did with Vaan and Penello. Now for Fran, I've decided to go with the Foebreaker. I was initially thinking Red Battle Mage. Fran starts off with the licenses for White Magic and Black Magic 1, and Red Battle Mage normally won't get those, so she can excel pretty well at the job. As for other ones she's good at, Foebreaker is actually probably her best fit. They updated Fran's stats in the Zodiac Age, so now she has the highest Vitality score, and the Foebreaker's main weapons, axes, hammers, and hand bombs, all scale off Vitality. So she's definitely going to excel at that. Beyond that, Fran doesn't have any particular strengths or weaknesses, so I'd probably recommend either Foebreaker or Red Battle Mage for her. Alright, and now we're going to spend some license points. It's at this point in the game where these Gambit licenses show up on your board now, so the boards will actually look like what they're supposed to. And I think I'll go with First Aid here. It's kind of a useless skill, but I planned on unlocking the whole board anyway, or most of it. So might as well just get everything. Let's see, Balthier. For Balthier, I'm going to grab Swords 1, and Heavy Armor 1, and Shields 1. When it comes to unlocking licenses, I think I already said it before, but always make sure you prioritize having equipment available to equip, which I'm ignoring already here because I should have got Swords 2, I think. Anyway, so if you've got the licenses for Swords 1 and you're equipped with the last sword in that license, then buy the next license to equip, so that way you can equip the next one when it comes up. And I'm just now realizing I did already cover that, so why am I bringing it up again? Anyway, I think I'll get him HP plus 30, and then we'll move on to Fran. Oh, yeah, I definitely should have bought swords, too. Alright, so Fran, she's gonna get axes and hammers 1. I don't know why they have hand hammers, since it's only axes. Heavy armor 1, and it looks like she does not get access to shields 1, so I wasted money on a shield for her. Terrific. Well, anyway, oh, I forgot to mention, the reason why the Foe Breaker job fits Fran for my narrative example is because Fran, when the party has a problem, she's usually the one they go to. She's basically the expert who has a lot of the answers they need. And aside from Red Battle Mage, Foe Breaker seemed like the next best choice to fit that sort of narrative, since you'd want to be knowledgeable about how to decrease your enemy's stats, which is what the Foe Breaker specializes in. And then one other small detail I forgot to mention about Fran is that she, like Balthier, also has a unique firing animation, but with bows instead of guns. So if you give her a bow, she'll end up being a bit slower. Yeah, generally speaking, she's not a very good archer if she's relying on archery. Anyway, I'm going to set up a few gambits here. I'm going to give everyone this gambit here to use a Phoenix down on any ally. And they're actually pretty smart about it. When you use the ally any gambit, then they will only use whatever the specified skill or item is when it's applicable. So with the Phoenix down, for example, he will only use a Phoenix down on somebody if they've been KO'd. He's not going to be tossing Phoenix downs around all willy-nilly. And then I changed the target from foe nearest visible to the foe with the lowest HP. I do that for everyone as an in-general gambit, and it's pretty good for general exploration. There are going to be a few situations where you're going to want to change your target, but for now, it's going to be able to get us through pretty much most of the game. And then Fran, like I said, she starts with white magic and black magic 1, so for now, I'm going to have her function as the party healer. She's going to throw around cure spells for everyone whose HP falls below 50%. It's a really good idea to use Fran that way, I assume, unless you have Balthier or Vaan as a white mage. And then I guess Fran could also function as your healer if you make her a black mage. She's just really useful because of the starting magic stats she has, or starting magic licenses she has. And then let's activate these guys.
Insurgents. Most like they thought to take advantage of a lax watch at the palace while the fate's on, to feed the good consul a length of steel for his supper. I should think Vaan used to such hospitality. Clever. He used himself as the bait to draw them near, and then sent in the air brigade. A fine, bloody banquet. I dare say I've soiled my cuffs. If a dungeon's waiting for us at the end of the night, it had best have a change of wardrobe.
Yep, change of wardrobe. Alright, let's get going. Funnily enough, they never actually changed their equipment, and I don't know why I circled back there. I don't know, I was trying to use my phone's audio, speech-to-text thing to record notes, so that way I can just come back and do that later. But it really didn't work out. There were long moments where I wasn't talking, and since I didn't tap the button on the phone, it decided to use autocorrect. And it makes me think my phone is suicidal or hates me because it started writing a suicide note. I don't even know how it came up with that. At first I thought someone was hacking my phone and trying to tell me to go die or something. Which would be kind of creative, I guess, but a huge waste of your time. Like, if you can hack into people's phones, why are you wasting time on mine? But now that we've unlocked the Gambit system, you'll notice that the combat gets a lot more observer-oriented, I guess. As whole goal of the Gambit system is to ensure that you need to open the menu as little as possible. Which is part of the reason why I recommended running around as the person who has to cast spells the most. If you need to make them cast a different spell, then you can just press X once to open that menu, and then you're running around as them, you need to press X once, and then you're already in their menu, minimizing the amount of time you have to spend in that menu. It does pause the game, which is handy. I guess they were trying to go for a more Chrono Trigger type thing, since they always have to wait for that bar to fill up. But it kind of worked a little bit better in Chrono Trigger, if I'm being perfectly honest. But the other weird thing about the Gambit system is that it's actually almost the exact same thing that they used in Dragon Age Origins. Like, Dragon Age Origins would have some automatically set up for you, and it generally had so many options to pick that I don't know why I stopped here. No, they would have so many options to pick that you wouldn't really be able to figure out what would work best or not best. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so jumpy and pausey on this playthrough. I guess trying to think of things to say, or no, I think it was really hectic on the recording day. Anyway, Dragon Age Origins had the exact same system too, but it was a lot trickier to use because they didn't really explain setting the tactics up. They encouraged you to just let the AI figure it out for you. And then the Chrono Trigger thing gets me thinking back to Final Fantasy XIII, which I think was also trying to capitalize on that game's popularity. For the uninitiated, Chrono Trigger, with its combat system, what it would happen is that your characters would have to fill up an action bar before you could select an action for them. Similar to what's in here, but for Final Fantasy XII, you select the action, then it starts to fill up that action bar, and then they do it. In Chrono Trigger, you'd have to wait for it to fill up before you could select something, which is kind of a bit closer to Final Fantasy XIII, in that you could select the actions for people, and then they'd start using those actions as soon as the bar completely filled up. And I decided to start running around as Balthier. The other character you should consider running around as is your tank, the person with the highest defenses and is the most likely to take the least amount of damage. And for me, right now, that's Balthier. He's the only one with a shield, and he's wearing heavy armor, so his defenses are higher, and he can block enemy attacks. Which is generally what you're looking for. Enemy aggro in this game, I think I already pointed it out, but it's really weird. And until you get that decoy spell, you really can't control it. But the easiest way to get the enemies starting to attack the person you want them to is to make sure that person is the first to engage the enemy. And yeah, it's not exactly the most interesting thing to watch with these guys fighting, but it's at the same time very satisfying to see your gambits working like this. Oh, I forgot, if you hold down the L2 button, it'll have the camera position itself behind the character and looking at whoever their target is. I think I try using it a lot more in the next episode, but for now it's underutilized. It tends to make the camera jerk around a lot. So we're gonna go up here because I think there's a treasure at the end of this hallway. Oh yeah, there's one at the end of each hallway. I hope I didn't forget the other one. And let's see, about the treasures, in the original Final Fantasy XII, pretty much every single treasure was randomized. Random if it would show up, random what it would contain. In the Zodiac Age, they fixed it a bit, and I forgot that other treasure. But they fixed it to where certain treasures have a fixed spawn, and they will always have the exact same item no matter what. And it's really handy, so I'd highly recommend treasure hunting. Anyway, we are getting close to the end here, so I'm going to go ahead and end off the episode. next time we'll continue to explore these sewers and get on with the story. Anyway, this has been Spaced Oyster. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to keep up with stuff. This has been Spaced Oyster, signing out.